Hey guys, it's Serene, and today I'm going to be talking about ghosts, so that's pretty cool, I guess. I'm going to be talking about three main types of ghosts in this video: Banshees, Poltergeists, and then I'm actually going to be talking about an urban legend, Bloody Mary. Don't know if you've heard of that one, but if you were in 6th grade in America, you definitely have. I don't know about other countries, but we'll get to that issue later. So Banshees. They're an Irish ghost. Sometimes also considered a fairy almost, but it's kind of like half ghost, half fairy kind of thing. So I'm going to keep it in the ghost video. Also, they're pretty cool, but there's not a lot of information on them, so it wouldn't fit in, it needs to be combined with other things. So, basically, they're created when a lady in the family was brutally murdered, and now she just appears as a ghost and warns her family by screaming when death is near. There's good ones and there's bad ones, as there are with all things. So the good ones look very pretty, obviously, and they kind of sing a sweeter song, almost to warn the family of when death is near. But the evil ones that hate their family usually scream and laugh with delight at the thought of someone in their family being brutally murdered. And they're usually like, haha, you're gonna die, sucker! Hasta la vista, loser! So, yeah. Hopefully you don't meet an evil banshee, because they're kind of jerks. They're kind of like teenagers. And actually, in Irish, it was kind of the legend that, each family has their own banshee kind of thing that, warns them of death. And up until recently, it was kind of like you were considered crazy if you didn't believe in one. If you didn't believe in banshees. Even now, there are still people that are probably older that still believe that banshees, full-on exist, not like a myth or anything. So, yeah, that's really all I have to say about banshees. On to the next one, poltergeists. So the word poltergeist comes from the German words poltern, to make noise, and geist, ghost. I don't know if I said that right. If I didn't, then just roast me in the comments. And I know exactly who's going to be roasting me, so. Anyway, it literally means noisy ghost. They're known for causing physical disturbances, for example, they're capable of pinching, biting, hitting, and tripping people, and they can also pick up small objects, move furniture, and can make noise, like knocking on doors or, walls or stuff like that. Usually, they're known to haunt a specific person rather than a place, and there are several famous cases about poltergeists in history, from the Glenluce Devil in the 1650s to the Caneto di Caronia, I guess that's how you say it, fires in 2004. So obviously people still believe in poltergeists. There have been some logical explanations for some in history, that was probably just someone pranking them. And some they're kind of unsolved. So I don't know, let me know if you actually believe poltergeists exist or not. And we'll see. So finally, on to what everyone's been waiting for, Bloody Mary. Everyone knows the game with the mirror, where you, say her name 3 times and then blow out the candle, and you're supposed to see a lady in the mirror, threatening to kill your newborn child. But that was actually based on a real person. It was based on Queen Mary I, and she was also the first queen that was ever in charge of England, rather than, having a king in charge of England. She was the only child of Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon, and if you know who Henry VIII is, then you know what's kind of in store for Mary. So basically, King Henry VIII divorced Mary's mother because he wanted a male heir, and Catherine of Aragon only gave him Queen Mary. And so, basically, he tried to get a divorce with Catherine, and because she was related to the Pope, so the Pope said, oh, no, you can't divorce her. That's just not allowed. So Henry VIII, as one does, creates the Protestant religion just so that he could divorce this woman. And he marries this lady named Anne Boleyn. Well, Anne Boleyn had Parliament declare Mary illegitimate, so that Mary would not get in the way of Anne's daughter Elizabeth being queen. Anne ends up getting, a little while later, for something else, I don't quite remember what, because it's not important to this video, but Anne Boleyn ends up getting beheaded, and Henry VIII moves on to marry yet another woman. But that's not important. Let's get back to Mary. Mary has terrible menstrual cramps and irregular cycles throughout her teen years, and because of this, she has some serious sad boy hours. I'm talking big depressed. Eventually, she was able to become queen in 1553, though, even though Parliament declared her illegitimate, and, all these other things that were, against her, that she should never have been able to be queen. You know what? Mary just kicked past them. So she married Philip of Spain, hoping to have a child, and 2 months into their marriage, Mary is pregnant. Her belly swells, and she's displaying all the signs of pregnancy. But the public suspects that it's a hoax. And, eventually the date comes, and she never has the child, and they push me and say, oh, maybe we miscalculated, and she is supposed to have her child a month later. Well, she never has it, and her belly ends up shrinking. And, people now think it was probably a cancer or a tumor or something that made it swell, which would also explain her cramps and irregular cycles. So at the time of her pregnancy, people were divided between Catholics and Protestants, and Mary wanted to unite them. So she declared Catholicism the true religion and had around 300 Protestants burned at the stake. And there, people gave her the nickname Bloody Mary. That has stuck with her throughout history. She ended up dying at age 42, and it is suspected that she probably had ovarian cancer, which would again explain her belly swelling and her displaying signs of a pregnancy but never actually having one. It's a very sad story. It's very unfortunate for her, as she never really had love, not from her father or her husband, even though that's all she really wanted. She just wanted a child. And it's just really unfortunate. But she did kill 300 people, so she did kind of get that nickname deserved. So, yeah. And that myth that story evolved into calling on Bloody Mary, and that's actually where the baby comes into play and stuff. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And, yeah. See ya.